So I really don't have any happy memories from being a child. I do remember ones that were real pivotal. Dad was really abusive, just emotionally and physically and in other ways. And if my siblings would get in trouble, that was taken out on me also. Mom wasn't really present, just was not there a lot. So I didn't have a safe haven, if you say, to actually run to. Finally, I guess my mom had enough of it. And so she went for a divorce. Mom wanted to be a child because she got married real young, which brought in a whole bunch of the party atmosphere. I started hanging out with, of course, the guys that were coming in, and I started doing what they did. You know, drugs, alcohol, selling drugs, and robbing places. Mom, of course, lost her kids. So I was actually in foster care. I was in boys' homes, group homes. I always, you know, hit things just to get out my frustration or my anger or my sadness. Life was just a mess. God, at this point in time in my life, really didn't exist. So I was just living. I was living in the moment. And I am an alcoholic. I meet my daughter's mother through a house party. The relationship actually went on because she got pregnant. And my ex's mom says, "You got my daughter pregnant, you're gonna marry my daughter." They're inviting me to church, but I'm like, you know, there's no way. I'm way too ugly inside. You know, I didn't feel it in self-worth, I had none. The alcohol had a huge part to play in with this, and just, it got the best of me. Daughter was 2 years old when I committed adultery. My wife needed to know, so I told her the whole story. She was broken. So after 3 years, she can't do it. She can't find it in her heart to go anymore, and I understand. So she went through with a divorce. I went to my ex-wife's parents' church. This messed up time of my empty life, I needed to find what was real. I am a functioning alcoholic, and I would drink a pint a day on top of a six-pack, and I'm home alone. And I got a fifth of some good whiskey. My sister comes and knocks on the door, and I let her in. And I sit back down. She says, "Do you not care about anything?" I said, "Yeah, I care, but it's done now. I mean, what am I supposed to do?" She said, "Did you ever think about stop drinking?" And I said, I don't even know how that looks. I don't even know how to do that. She grabbed my hand. She grabbed a bottle of whiskey. She said, "Walk with me." We walked into the kitchen. She gave the bottle of whiskey to me. She said, "Pour it out." I think I wanted to pour it out. I just wanted something new. I was just tired of feeling empty. And that was the last day I drank, 8 years ago. After I committed adultery, we tried for 3 years. And during this whole 3 years, you know, I was looking and searching for God. I started going every Sunday. I was going to Bible studies, and I was going to, you know, the services, and I started to get friends that were, you know, godly friends, trying to find out who I am in a godly perspective. Who did God create me to be? Through all these trials, He became my Father because I allowed Him. He became my close friend because I needed one. He became my mentor because I needed to learn. My anger was decreasing. My patience and love were just out of this world. And I was becoming one of the best fathers that I knew. My dad is not somebody that I loved at all. I really hated him. So God was able to humble my heart a lot. God was showing me that I could definitely make a change for the future. But what I did is I took this perspective and I thought about how did my dad grow up? If this was the normal for him raising a child, why was it normal? What had happened? I pick up my dad and I take him to a coffee shop, and I really wanted to let him know that he was accepted. And I really wanted him to know that he was loved, and that he was forgiven for everything in the past. I said, Dad, have you ever heard your dad say that he is proud of you? And at this time, I seen my dad. He just started bawling. And I knew right then that my dad had emotional scars that he was living through. So a few months ago, I go over to pick him up because I got to get him out of this situation that he lives in. And I told him that he was going to stay with me for a few months, and that we were going to find him a better place to stay. With him living with me, it still is tough. I think that he has the beginning stages of dementia. It's kind of like having a child living with you. It really teaches me a lot about patience, taking care of, cooking for, or just trying to be there in an emotional way that when somebody was so wounding on your heart. I get a satisfaction out of it because I know that I'm doing something right, that I'm really trying to rebuild a relationship that was lost.